Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, good night, wherever you are, whenever you are. Welcome to a new Breakout Solutions live stream. I'm your host, Matt Batira, here with my co-host once again, Wasim Debussy. How are you, my friend?
G'day, Matty. I'm good. How are you? How good was that video?
I'm like that guy in the video.
I love it.
Just cruising down the escalator.
That's it. You got to stay focused, mate. There's too many distractions out there, so you got to stay focused.
I'm sure people that are watching, you guys are much the same. Isn't it good when the price of Bitcoin pumps? Your day just is better. Like you can knock stuff over. Like no one can break you that day. You could be having the worst day in life, but still, you look at your portfolio, you see Bitcoin pumping, and it just puts a smile on your face. So it's been a good last 24 hours. Yes, we've had a bit of a pullback. Look, we broke the previous high, which is something that I wanted to see in regards to creating a higher high. And now we need to see a high low. So Bitcoin can retrace as low as $15,499 or something like that. And I will still be bullish because we're creating a higher low. So there's going to be plenty of room for Bitcoin to pull back to. Hopefully it's nothing too bad. But I think now we want to see a higher low. It will confirm the end of the bear market, and we can start adding more funds to all our portfolios because that is confirmation on a macro scale.
100%. Yeah, look, I was actually speaking to someone the other day, and they were telling me, "What, you guys don't short Bitcoin, you don't short crypto." I'm like, man, shorting crypto is probably one of the most riskiest things you can do because everyone was talking about a $12,000, $13,000, $8,000 Bitcoin last year, and Bitcoin looks like now it could be going towards 30,000. So I personally would never ever short Bitcoin. That's my personal thing.
Well, I shorted, but you wouldn't want to be shorting now unless you shorted just a few hours ago where we hit 25,200. That was definitely a zone that I was looking at to short. So hopefully you traders out there caught onto it. All right. But apart from that, let's jump into the news of the week. So Wasim, take us away.
All right. So first up, the SEC are at it again. Now they're going after Don Quan and Terra Luna. So they are claiming that they have evidence that Terra Luna was a scam and it was an unauthorized financial transaction or financial system. Well, actually, they're saying it wasn't even a financial system. They were saying that it's a complete scam where Don Quan was behind propping up the UST and Luna. Don Quan and the Terra Luna group have come back and said they haven't heard anything from the SEC. They're still claiming that that he's innocent. So interesting to see what they're going to do. I'm actually interested to see how they're going to catch him because nobody even knows where he is. And he's definitely outside the United States. So even if they do press charges against him, how are they going to bring the guy to justice? That's my question.
Yeah, I mean, when you got that much money, you can hide unless you're a bit slow, like Sam Bankman-Fried. I don't know what he was doing. He's crawling around. He's like, "Here I am, come get me." Like, if you got that much money, I'm out of there. I'm paying some people to get those fake passports, and you won't see me again.
Yeah, well, Sam Bankman-Fried is obviously connected, and the whole thing was, in my opinion, the whole thing was planned and staged. So I don't think Sam Bankman-Fried is actually worried, because even now they've released the people that have backed his bail, and they've only paid they haven't even paid 10% of the $250 million bail. They've only paid they've paid less than $1 million in bail. So I think he's well connected. He's definitely orchestrated. He's good friends with Gensler. I mean, he should be in jail, but I don't know whether he'll end up in jail.
Well, we'll see. All right, next we've got El Salvador is reportedly planning to open a Bitcoin embassy in Texas, according to the country's ambassador in Milena Mayorga. So while it's not clear that the embassy will do the initiative is expected to educate the public on the cryptocurrency. So El Salvador has opened a Bitcoin office in Switzerland last year, which is intended to drive the adoption of Bitcoin and other cryptocurrencies across the respective regions, as well as fostering student and talent exchange between El Salvador and Lugano. So, yeah, I think it's interesting that they're calling it the Bitcoin embassy. I don't know, that's a bit weird.
Well, they did call the other one the Bitcoin Embassy too. I mean, look, the idea is they're just showing that they are working with other states and other countries and other cities. So overall, I think they'll do well. I don't know exactly what he's going to do, but any type of collaboration between countries and cities to adopt more and more Bitcoin is good news for Bitcoin.
Always is.
Yeah. All right, so Bitcoin hits record 44 million non-zero addresses thanks to the ordinals, according to Glassnode. So Glassnode noted that for the first time in Bitcoin history that the network has been used for purposes other than monetary. So if you don't know what's going on, Ordinals was launched on the 21st of January 2023. It is a way in which you can create NFTs on the Bitcoin network. So it's a new and unique moment in Bitcoin history where innovation is generating network activity without classical transfer of coin volume for monetary purposes. So there's been a little bit of backlash, according to some Bitcoiners, saying that this is taken away from the original vision of Satoshi for Bitcoin to be a digital cash P2P cash system. However, others have said no, this is good for Bitcoin because it's showing more and more use cases. So this started happening because of the Taproot soft fork that was back in November 2021. And the ordinals were launched on January 21st. So basically, people can now grab a picture, grab an image, grab the NFT, and put on the Bitcoin network and create an NFT on there. It hasn't really affected the transaction fees like the NFT mania on the Ethereum network did. So it's showing that Bitcoin is quite resilient. And yeah, we'll see how it goes and what happens in the future. More use cases for Bitcoin, for me, is good.
Well, if it's anything like the passive income NFTs that we have in our members community, then everyone should be getting involved in the new Bitcoin mining NFTs.
100%.
All right. So, look, we did have a pump, a few hours ago, but a lot of profit being taken off the table, especially when you skyrocket what I believe was about 10%. Let me give you an exact figure from bottom to top. 17%. When things go up by 17%, smart money takes money off the table because that's pretty good money to be made. That pump is enough to make Berkshire Hathaway look like a Ponzi scheme with the amount of returns that they offer. So you can make some good money in a short period of time, but if you're out there, be the smart money, follow the whales, and start taking profits when your coins, pump up that much in that short amount of space of time. We got a bit of Bitcoin, as we just said, Bitcoin pulling back a little bit, totally normal. And the fear and greed back up to 61, back in the greed zone. So we've been looking at this for quite some time. We said once we hit that 60 previously, we'd have a bit of a pullback. We've had a short-lived pullback and back up to that greed factor. So what do you reckon is going to happen in the next couple of days? Wasim, do you reckon we continue on to 30,000 or do you think we take a bit of a break?
Look, I think Bitcoin is unpredictable. For me, it's just about buying and holding. A lot of people were saying that it's going to go back down, going to go back up. I don't like to make Bitcoin predictions, to be honest, because you just don't know. You just don't know. So, yeah, what do you think?
I think Bitcoin will continue. I think, I think I was expecting us to come down a little bit lower when we had that previous pullback, but I think now it's interesting because we pulled back a fair bit. We just pulled back $2,000. So nothing goes up in a straight line. I still think we need a decent correction to a 618 fib, and we didn't get that in that last pullback. So if we get one on this pullback, we're going to be looking, I can tell you what we're going to be looking for a price. Let me tell you, if we come back from here to a 618 fib retracement, we're looking at $19,000 Bitcoin. That would be a pretty good steal, in my opinion, if it does come back to those levels. And that is the higher low, and then we continue upwards and onwards. That would look really good.
Love it.
That would also give us an inverse head and shoulders pattern, and that would give us a target of about $40,000 Bitcoin in the following month.
Yeah, I think I was listening to someone who was saying that Plan B was saying that Bitcoin can reach up to $44,000 in the next 2 weeks. It's done it in the past and it can do it again. So
in the next 2 weeks. Imagine.
Well, that's what Plan B is saying. Other people are saying that we'll probably end the year around the 40 to 50,000 before we really go hard into the next bull run. So, guys, we've been saying this. This is the year to be accumulating.
All right, we're on to the Twitter highlights, guys. The first tweet of the day is Peter Schiff saying 75.3% of treasuries sold at today's auction went to foreign buyers. Imagine how much higher US interest rates would be if foreigners weren't dumb enough to lend an insolvent government even more money. Debt owed to foreign creditors is an even greater drain on the economy. So it sounds like the US is still not in a great spot in their economy. What do you think, Wasim?
Bro, look, for the first time, one of the things about Peter Schiff, he has a lot of great analysis and he knows what he's talking about when many things, except when it comes to Bitcoin. I don't understand how someone so smart doesn't understand Bitcoin. So in this particular tweet, I do agree with him. I think a lot of people are still dumbfounded that people are still dumb enough to buy US treasuries. The US government is over $31.5 trillion in debt, and it continues on growing. So why are these foreign countries still and foreign investors still buying US treasuries? What do they think that America is actually going to pay them back?
I'm just wondering if that debt is ever like it's just going to keep growing, right? So what is it? Does it go to infinity? Like what happens?
Infinity. Sooner or later, the house of cards will.
Or does the US dollar just collapse then? Because it's just
sooner or later it's going to collapse. So I don't know if you saw recently in the past couple of weeks, well, actually not even the past couple of weeks, in the past week, an FDIC meeting had become quite popular, and it's not a meeting that recently happened. It happened on the 9th of November. You can actually go to the FDIC website. You can go to their webcast archives. Go to the 9th of November 2022, and it's still there. So when I first saw it, I was like, oh, I don't know, this looks a bit dodgy because the video wasn't great because people have been passing around so many times. But then I actually found the original video, and they are talking about the impending, not possible, the impeding collapse of the institution. So they know it's going to happen. They're looking at releasing that information to the public on a Friday night when all the banks are closed. And then they're looking at bail-ins, where they're looking at taking back or shaving money out of everybody's bank accounts. A lot of people think that they got their money in a US bank. FDIC insures it for $250,000. So your first $250,000 is secure. But the reality is the FDIC only has 1.8% of the insured amount that it actually insures. So when these things collapse, and it will happen sooner or later, then people are just going to start losing money left, right, and center. I personally have stopped leaving any money in any bank.
Interesting. Very interesting. Yours, mate?
All right. Okay, look, Jordan Peterson, he's obviously a popular guy on Twitter, and he's appealed to the public he's appealed to help people get him on board the Bitcoin Lightning Network, and he's expressed his interest. Now, look, Jordan Peterson has spoken quite a lot about Bitcoin. He understands how important it is. He's interviewed Saifuddin Amos. So he's been he's been talking a lot of great things about Bitcoin. So now he's looking at how he can actually get onto the Lightning Network because he understands that Lightning Network is the future of Bitcoin.
Well said. Next one by Genevieve Roche-Decta. CPI came in at plus 6.4% yearly, higher than expected. Here's what I find most interesting. So I'm not going to go through everything in here, but the most important one that I really liked was this one here. Wage inflation for 30% of US population was up 6.3%. This is good, but nowhere near keeping up with inflation over the last year. So unless you got a 7 to 10% raise, you're down. So I can't agree more than that, guys. Yes, you probably hear it constantly. Even you're probably feeling the pinch yourself. My wife and I, we're a family of 2 with a dog, and we're spending $250 a week on groceries. And there's only 2 of us in the house. So the cost of living has increased. I just got a $1,800 electricity bill for, what's that? It's a 3 months, it's a quarter, which is crazy to think. And they're telling me it's going to go up higher. So 1,800 electricity, that is wild. So look, guys, if you want to go check out her tweet, she put some interesting facts below her first tweet. I still don't think we're out of a recession or a pending depression. I'm not too sure what's driving the market at the moment. I think it's a bit of hopium, but I think on the back end, things still aren't as good as what they seem.
I agree. And she does go on to talk about like food is up 10%, dairy is up 14%, cereal, eggs are up, everything is up. I mean, people are feeling even Matt, like he's a household of 2. I'm a household of 5. You can imagine how expensive my
you'd be selling Bitcoin to afford your food for your family.
I'm not selling Bitcoin, man. They can go hungry. Not selling my Bitcoin.
2-minute noodles every night this week.
Yeah, that's it, man. They got 2-minute noodles. If there's no food, they get 2-minute noodles. I'm not selling my Bitcoin.
Noodles will be a premium soon. You watch. Price of noodles has gone up like 25%. They're in high demand.
They are, bro. We used to buy those Amir Garang noodles for like 15 cents a packet. They're like almost $1 now per packet.
And they're so bad for you, and I eat them all the time.
They are so bad for you. But when I was at uni, I used to live off those.
Yeah.
Back at uni days, I used to have a packet of those and a cheese sandwich every day for lunch. That's how I survived uni. I needed to. I had rent to pay and everything else. So I get it, but it's even that's getting expensive these days.
All right, over to you for adoption, mate.
All right. So crypto payment firm Wirex and Visa expand partnership to 40 countries. So if you guys don't know who Wirex is one of the first cryptocurrency debit cards. I actually have one in the house. I don't have one here with me. But basically with Wirex, it's a very inexpensive card. It costs like $15 to order the card. And then you can load up your crypto directly onto the platform. And as you get to pay for something, it converts your crypto into fiat. And there's no international exchange rates. There's no exchange fees. So like I could use it here in Australia, pay in dollars. The next day I could be over in Europe and pay in euros, and there's no exchange fees for it. So it's quite an innovative card that has become very, very popular with crypto users around the world. Now they've expanded their partnership with Visa to offer it in 40 extra countries around the world. So more and more people using crypto, and more people using it in innovative ways. So yeah,
cool. All right, next we've got NASDAQ Brokers, a US-based global brokerage firm, has launched its crypto trading services for institutional clients in Hong Kong in association with OSL Digital Securities, the Securities and Futures Commission licensed digital asset brokerage and trading platform. Now, I did hear, it might not have been these Hong Kong whales, but I did hear that in this recent pump, a lot of institutional money did flow in, all right? Because you can track that stuff on chain and look at transfers, look at wallets, know what wallets are associated to what companies. So a lot of money did go in. That's one thing to think about. The services are available to individuals with more than 8 million Hong Kong dollars in investable assets or institutions with $40 million who are Hong Kong residents. So previously, investors had to use various trading platforms to trade cryptocurrencies and other assets, and clients of interactive brokers can use a single platform to trade cryptocurrencies and view balances alongside other assets classes. Hong Kong has seen a growing interest in global crypto and fintech plays in recent years. Now, I'm pretty sure Hong Kong's still owned by the English, UK. So yeah. So even though China has obviously banned crypto, a lot of people and a lot of companies obviously moved to Hong Kong because it's not under Chinese, jurisdiction. So it's got, So I think that's why they're expanding. And, there's a lot of like Macau's in Hong Kong, one of the biggest casinos, it's kind of like Vegas over there. So they've got a lot of money over there in Hong Kong.
Yeah, they do. There is a lot of money in Hong Kong. There's some very, very high net worth individuals over there.
All righty, mate. Over to you for the last one of the day.
Last but not least is actually a really, really good, a feel-good story. Wyoming lawmakers pass a bill to prevent forced disclosure of private key. Well, there is a bit of an exception. So this is a good day for crypto. This is good regulation. This is what we want to see more of. So this bill basically says, no person shall be compelled to produce a private key or make a private key known to any other person in a civil, criminal, administrative, legislative, or other proceedings in the state of Wyoming in the coming, if the incoming law reads. Now, it does actually say there is a bit of a caveat, which is if they can't show how much money or they can't show what is in a wallet, then by using a public key, they will have to produce the private keys. But this is great because now you know that by law, your private keys are protected. So no one can force you to show your private key. No one can force you to give you a private key. Therefore, if you have your crypto in your own self-custody wallet, no one can have access to it and they can't force you to give it to them. So I think this is great news, and I hope it does go through. It hasn't gone through yet. It does still need to go through another layer before becoming law. If it does become law, I think they said something like on the 1st of June, it will become law. So great news. And Wyoming was also the first state in the United States to recognize decentralized autonomous organizations, DAOs, as a limited liability company. So they're moving forward with a lot of clarification around crypto and with their regulation. So we'd love to see this stuff.
That's it. All right, guys. Thank you so much for watching us as always. Now, for those of you who missed our passive income strategy webinar last Sunday, you can go to the link below breakoutnow.co/replay-page. You can check the replay of Wasim and Michael's presentation. It was absolutely amazing. A lot of new members in our community from the event, so it was great to see. But if you want to learn how to utilize digital assets for a form of passive income so you can use it in your Wirex card that we talked about in today's stream, then feel free to head to the link, check out our replay, and get in contact with us if any of those strategies are appealing to you out there. Wasim, you got any final words?
No, you said it the best. I couldn't have said it better than you. Just as always, keep stacking sats, stay crypto. Peace out, and see you guys next week.
See you guys next week. Bye.